Hello and welcome back. My name is Jack B. And as always, thank you for viewing my video. Have you ever experienced being in a group of people that saw some event such as an accident and almost everyone's recollection of the event was different? You may have thought that this is a one-off occurrence, but in fact, this happens quite often. When any observed event occurs, it is highly probable that every individual in the group will perceive, interpret, or remember at least some details differently. This phenomenon occurs because human memory and perception are subjective and constructive, not accurate like a video recording. The reasons are, number one, each person's brain filters information through their own past experiences, upbringing, culture, and emotional state. Number two, people focus on different specific aspects of an event, often focusing on what is most emotionally significant to them while ignoring others. Number three, confirmation bias occurs when individuals tend to notice and remember details that align with their existing beliefs and expectations. Number four, memory conformity occurs when multiple witnesses are together and they discuss the event. The individuals change their own memories to match the stories of others, sometimes inadvertently adopting incorrect details as their own. Number five, memory manipulation occurs because memories are not static. They can be altered by later information, conversation with others, conformity, or even the way questions are asked, according to research on the misinformation effects. Number six, in eyewitness testimony, not only is the memory flawed, it can be influenced by subjective language in interviews or interrogatories. In a 1974 study, participants' estimates of a car's speed changed based on whether they were asked if the car smashed or hit the other, demonstrating how subjective language alters memory. Number seven, filling in the blanks. People often form conclusions without knowing the facts because the human brain is hardwired to prefer quick, comfortable stories over complex ambiguity. Driven by cognitive biases, emotional needs for security, and social pressures, people fill in the blanks with their own, often biased, narratives to make sense of the world. Another reason for false information about witnessed incidents is the Rashomon effect. This is a phenomenon where contradictory interpretations or descriptions are given by the individuals involved, making it impossible to determine a single objective truth, particularly when disinformation is prevalent. Some reasons for the contradictory statements are self-serving interests, usually to protect their reputation or minimize guilt. Subjective reality, which highlights the fact that memory is flawed, and that personal biases and experiences shape how individuals recall events. This results in the fact that no two people experience the same event identically, when there is no definitive way to verify the truth, coupled with social pressure to obtain closure of an incident. I would suggest that everyone fills in the blanks to some degree to make sense of an event. It can be very dangerous to draw conclusions without knowing the facts, but that's what humans generally do. Humans are good at confabulation. Confabulation is the creation of false memories to fill gaps in recall. The person sincerely believes these fabricated stories are true, without any intent to deceive. Most medical professionals link confabulation to brain damage, particularly to the frontal lobes, conditions such as Korsakoff's syndrome or Alzheimer's. This serves as a way for the brain to create coherent narratives. But confabulation is not limited to individuals with brain damage. And the reasons for forming conclusions without knowing the facts are the brain's need for coherence, confabulation. When faced with incomplete, overwhelming, or complex information, the brain automatically fills in gaps to create a cohesive story, often unintentionally creating false information. Motivated reasoning. People tend to cherry-pick, twist, or ignore facts to fit their existing beliefs or desired outcomes, rather than looking for objective truth. Emotional security. Unfounded conclusions can reduce the discomfort of uncertainty, anxiety, or the feeling of being out of control. Identity and belonging. People often adopt opinions that align with their social groupthink, to feel important, intelligent, or accepted. Cognitive biases. Biases like confirmation bias make people cling to early, often incorrect, assumptions even when presented with contradictory evidence. Overconfidence. People are often overconfident in their knowledge, which prevents them from seeking out more accurate or complete information. These processes are often automatic and fast, allowing people to feel confident in their positions even without evidence. Confabulation is not always a result of physical brain injury, though it is strongly associated with neurological damage. It can also stem from psychiatric conditions such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or severe alcohol-related deficits. Non-injury causes can occur due to delirium, extreme stress, or psychosis without physical injury to brain tissue. It can be spontaneous, unprovoked, or provoked, induced by memory retrieval errors. While persistent cases usually indicate underlying brain disease or damage, confabulations can occur in healthy individuals. Studies on mass or collective confabulation, where groups share, believe, and spread false memories, indicate these phenomena often stem from social influence, misinformation, and suggestibility rather than just individual memory failure. Research shows that forced or repeated exposure to false information leads both children and adults to accept fabricated events as true, particularly when combined with confirming feedback. Findings of the studies: forced confabulation effects. Studies demonstrate that forcing individuals to answer questions about events that never occurred leads to the creation of false, long-lasting memories. Susceptibility by age. Children are particularly vulnerable to confabulation due to underdeveloped source monitoring, often failing to distinguish between real events and fabricated ones. Social influence. Collective memory distortions can occur when individuals are exposed to misinformation, especially if it fits a narrative that a group already believes or if they receive confirmation from others. Choice blindness. Experiments show people often fail to notice mismatches between their intentions and outcomes, leading them to confabulate reasons for decisions they never actually made. The mechanisms behind confabulation are memory, misattribution. Confabulations are often not intentional lies, but rather false memories that the speaker genuinely believes to be true. Brain function. While spontaneous confabulation is linked to organic brain damage, e.g., frontal lobe lesions, provoked confabulation in healthy individuals is driven by cognitive biases and the need for coherent narratives. Epistemic failures. Confabulation involves failures in checking or monitoring, where the brain fails to verify if a produced memory or story matches reality. Studies on confabulation, including aspects of collective or individual spontaneous and provoked false memories, are conducted by academic neuropsychology units, medical research centers, and cognitive psychology labs. Key institutions include Lund University, Cognitive Science, the Paris Brain Institute, ICM, and various university hospitals investigating brain injury, such as Copenhagen University Hospital. Then there is the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people share vivid but false memories of past events, facts, or details. The term was coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Broom. It highlights how collective memory can be unreliable, often explained by psychology, like confabulation, but sometimes linked to other nebulous alternative theories such as parallel universes, multiverses, and time displacement due to experiments at particle accelerators like the Large Hadron Collider. Which of the following facts or spellings are correct? Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s. Pikachu has a black tip on its tail. The Monopoly Man wears a monocle. The Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstain Bears. Fruit Loops versus Fruit Loops. Oscar Mayer versus Oscar Mayer. Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. Jif Peanut Butter versus Jiffy Peanut Butter. In summary, people's memories are not reliable. There are many reasons why they have false memories. I have always suspected the truth or accuracy of testimony and confessions from people that have been interrogated by police for hours. There are intentional false memories created for nefarious reasons, but there are also false memories created unbeknownst to the individual. Confabulation causes more emotional and steadfast beliefs than lying. The bodily response is the same as for the true memory. My understanding is that false memories cannot be detected. Confabulation can be dangerous because people will stand their ground on those memories. Well, these are my thoughts for today. And again, whether you agree or disagree, please verify the information presented. Thank you. And until next time, take care and be safe.
Hindi naman, hindi naman. Hindi naman. Hindi naman.